What if I told you that tomorrow scientists discovered how to directly manipulate quantum wave functions using universal microwaves, instantly creating any material we need from the quantum foam itself? Buckle up, because we're about to explore a world where scarcity becomes extinct and abundance flows like water from a cosmic tap. Imagine waking up in a world where you can literally materialize food, water, gold, or even complex electronics by simply directing microwave energy to collapse quantum possibilities into reality. This isn't just science fiction anymore. We're talking about fundamentally rewriting the rules of existence itself. Let's start with the obvious transformation. Within months, every traditional industry would crumble like ancient ruins. Why mine copper when you can quantum craft it in your backyard? Why farm when you can manifest perfect vegetables with the push of a button? The entire global economy, built on the foundation of limited resources, would collapse faster than a house of cards in a hurricane. But here's where things get truly fascinating. With infinite abundance comes an unexpected crisis that nobody saw coming: the complete loss of meaning in human achievement. Think about it for a moment. Every medal, every trophy, every symbol of success throughout history has been valuable because it represented overcoming scarcity or limitation. When anyone can quantum generate a perfect Olympic gold medal in seconds, what does winning actually mean? When you can materialize a Rolex or a Ferrari instantly, how do we measure success? The very concept of earning something through hard work becomes obsolete overnight. Society would fracture along entirely new lines that we've never seen before. Instead of rich versus poor, we'd witness the emergence of quantum castes. Those who master wave function manipulation would become the new gods of this reality, while those who can't would remain dependent on the quantum gifted forever. Imagine a world where your social status depends not on wealth, education, or family background, but purely on your ability to collapse probability waves with precision. The quantum skilled would hold ultimate power, controlling not just resources, but the very fabric of reality itself. The psychological impact would be absolutely staggering. Humans evolved over millions of years in a world of scarcity, where survival required effort, planning, and cooperation. Our brains are literally wired to find meaning through struggle and achievement. Suddenly thrust into infinite abundance, our mental frameworks would shatter. We'd likely see an epidemic of existential depression as people grapple with the fundamental question: If everything is free and effortless, what's the point of living? When there's no challenge to overcome, no goal to strive for, human motivation could simply evaporate. But the real mind-bender comes when we consider the unintended consequences of manipulating reality itself. Every time we collapse a quantum wave function, we're essentially choosing one reality from infinite possibilities. What happens to all those other potential realities that we're constantly erasing? Quantum physics tells us that before observation, particles exist in superposition, occupying all possible states simultaneously. By forcing these particles into specific configurations to create materials, we're making countless reality-defining choices every second. Each quantum manipulation could be eliminating entire universes of possibility. The environmental implications would be equally mind-boggling. If we can create anything from quantum foam, do we still need to preserve natural ecosystems? Would forests become obsolete when we can quantum generate oxygen? Would biodiversity matter when we can recreate any species at will? This technology would fundamentally alter human relationships too. Marriage, friendship, and family bonds have always been strengthened by mutual dependence and shared struggles. When everyone can provide for themselves instantly, what binds us together? Would love survive in a world without need? The concept of ownership would become meaningless overnight. Property rights, patents, and intellectual property laws would crumble. If anyone can create anything, how do we protect innovation? How do we incentivize creativity when copying becomes as easy as quantum crafting? Education systems would face complete upheaval. Why learn mathematics when quantum computers can solve any equation instantly? Why study history when you can quantum generate perfect historical artifacts? The entire foundation of human knowledge accumulation would need rebuilding. Religious and philosophical systems would undergo massive transformations. Many faiths teach that struggle and suffering lead to spiritual growth. In a world without scarcity, would spirituality itself become extinct? Or would new belief systems emerge around the ethics of quantum manipulation? The power dynamics between nations would shift dramatically. Military strength wouldn't matter when any country could quantum generate advanced weapons instantly. Diplomacy would revolve around quantum technology access rather than traditional resources like oil or minerals. We'd likely see the emergence of quantum prohibition movements. Groups of people might choose to live without this technology, believing that struggle and scarcity are essential to human dignity. These communities could become the last bastions of traditional human experience. The most terrifying possibility might be quantum addiction. If we can manipulate reality at will, what stops us from creating perfect virtual experiences? We might quantum craft dopamine directly into our brains, creating ultimate pleasure that makes real life seem unbearably dull. Time itself would lose meaning. Why plan for the future when you can quantum generate any outcome instantly? Why remember the past when you can recreate any moment perfectly? Human consciousness might fragment across infinite simultaneous realities. Perhaps most unsettling is the question of identity. If we can quantum modify our own bodies and minds at will, what makes us human? When we can copy and recreate ourselves perfectly, which version is the real you? The discovery of quantum manipulation technology wouldn't just change our world. It would force us to confront the deepest questions about consciousness, reality, and what it truly means to be human. In solving the problem of scarcity, we might accidentally destroy everything that makes life worth living. So the next time you struggle to achieve something difficult, remember that the effort itself might be more valuable than the outcome. In a universe of infinite possibilities, perhaps limitation is what gives existence its meaning.